10K per month is that first milestone every agency owner wants to hit. Most people get frustrated and give up because they don't know exactly what to do and when to do it. Now, I've helped over 100 agency owners go from 0 to 10K a month consistently. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the exact blueprint that we create and give to our clients to help them hit those 10K months and make, more importantly, keep it something that's consistent. And to be honest with you guys, I created this video because I looked it up on YouTube and saw a couple other videos out there, and the information that the guys are giving was just dumb, to be honest with you. All they did was give you 5 minutes of value and then pitch you for 45 minutes on joining their course, joining their program, whatever it is. So what I realized is I'm going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to pitch you in this video. I'm just going to give it to you straight. I'm literally going to give you the exact same blueprint that we've done to go from 0 to 10K in our agency over and over and over again. And more importantly, the same exact framework that hundreds of my students are using to break free financially and quit their 9-to-5s and go all in on their agency. So with that being said, let's jump into my computer and I'll share with you the notes we got. All right, the blueprint to a $10,000 per month agency. Now, in this video, I'm going to cover 3 steps that you need to implement in order to hit these numbers and, more importantly, consistently hit these numbers. So regardless on where you're at right now, this video is going to be the blueprint to go from 0 to 10K per month. If you're a complete beginner, I'll leave a link down below where I actually covered a in-depth video of how to start an agency, but this is going to be like that next step. So if you've never started an agency, you've never done anything, go watch that other video first and then come back to this, and then it'll all make sense. Now, assuming that you've already watched it, let's just jump into it. Step 1, do the numbers. I can't explain how big of an importance it is to actually know your numbers. And we're going to cover all that here in a second. But quick back end story for you is when I first started my agency, I went from 0 to 10K and 10K a month pretty quickly. And at the time I was young, naive, and thought I was loaded. I thought I was dumb rich, right? Because from $0, I had $40 in my name when I first started, to 10K a month. I thought that money was going to be consistent, always coming in. So I would just spend it and had no filter on what I was buying at the time. And more importantly, no filter on actually knowing my numbers, because when you know your numbers, the realistic truth behind building a $10,000 a month agency is you don't profit $10,000 per month. If anyone's ever told you that, please stay away from them, because in order to profit $10,000 a month, you need to be making more than $10,000 in your business. Revenue versus cash, it's a difference. If you want more information on that, let me know. We can always dive in more detail on that in another video. But for the sake of this video, do the numbers. Know what your current pricing offer is. And more importantly, how many clients does it take to get to the 10K a month mark? An example of this would be if you're charging $2,000 a month, you would need 5 clients to hit 10K a month, right? Pretty simple math. But when you come back to this, talking about the revenue and cash, you really got to understand what you're aiming for. If you're aiming for $10,000 cash, it's going to be a little bit different than revenue, right? You might have to make $13,000 in revenue or $14,000 ad spend, whatever it is that you're including. But we'll cover that here in a second, which kind of goes into the next part, is margins. What are your margins inside your agency? Are you doing the fulfillment yourself? Are you white labeling it? Do you have software expenses? Do you have VAs, virtual assistants? Do you have ad spend that's included in that $2,000 a month? It really depends on what you're doing. If you wanted more information on like pricing and how to structure that the right way, I'll leave a link down below on a pricing video I did on how the different ways that you can price your agency and what might be best for you. But these are important things to understand when starting your agency, is like, what are your actual margins, which lead into your actual numbers. And a lot of this just depends on your goals. The more margin you have, the more work you'll have to do. Right? Like I personally, when I started my agency, I had a big margin because I was doing all the work. I slowly started hiring things out. I brought on VAs, I brought on sales teams, I brought on account managers. And now I'm at the point where I work 4 hours a week inside my agency. That is a 7-figure agency. However, the margins are lower because I've hired out a lot of positions. Now, that's just something that you have to figure out inside your own agency, is what are your goals? Some people might be, hey, I just want to make $10,000 a month and work, 10, 20, 30 hours a week, and I'll be happy. Some people, they want to work 2 hours a week and be bringing in consistent revenue or consistent cash, whatever it is you want. You got to know those numbers and break it down. So what I would recommend is when you're first building your agency, build it up to 10K a month and then dip into your margins, meaning you don't need to hire out a bunch of positions at first. Like, go build your agency, find out what your base rate is, find out, like, if you make 10K, how much of that do you actually profit? And then from there, then you want to dip into your margins more and then maybe potentially hire team members, outsource things. But like, first get a base to understand where your business is actually at. And here's a little tip for you. If you're new to getting clients and running businesses, expect some clients to fall off. You need to build that mindset, and you understand, like, you'll only learn from experiences when clients leave. Most people won't tell you this. They'll tell you that once you get some clients, you'll be set for the rest of your life. And that's the idea that I had when I went on those shopping sprees and traveling the world when I made all this money. But long story short is, you need to understand that you're building a business. Not every client's going to stay with you forever. Don't take it personally. It's business. Business is business. Learn from your mistakes and get better. The people that take it personally end up quitting and then saying this stuff doesn't work, when in reality, I'm living proof it works. I've got hundreds of students that are living proof that this works as well. So point being is, whatever happens, business is business. Don't take it personally and just build on that, because clients will leave. We have clients that leave every single day, and we have new clients come in every single day. It's part of the process. Now, once you go through here, you can predict your annual revenue. These are just good numbers to have in general. Is if you're doing 10K a month, on average, you could be doing $120,000 per month. Now, again, clients are going to come on, clients are going to fall off, but it's good that you have these numbers in play. And when you set up your agency the right way with the systems and processes that we particularly teach, and you can find a lot on this YouTube channel, you should effortlessly be able to attract your clients. And that's one of the main things that I see a big misconception in this space is struggling to get clients. Getting clients is not hard. Getting clients just means you need to have a big pipeline, because if you have a big pipeline, you're never going to be worried about where your next client comes. And I'll tell you a little tip right now, where a lot of the people I work with that come from struggling to get clients to having an abundance amount of clients, is their biggest issue is just how many reach outs they're getting out per week. So if you're somebody that's getting less than 100 reach outs per day, you need to look at those numbers and increase those. You got to figure out how to do that. That's one of the first things that we look at inside helping an agency owner start or scale, is what their reach outs are, because that usually determines how many prospects they'll be able to get on the phone with. And again, if you're somebody that is struggling to get clients, just increase your reach outs, your prospecting methods, and you'll be amazed with how much come. Be consistent with that. Big word there, consistent. Now, something to remember, to make $100,000 a year in a full-time job, it usually takes years of answering to a boss, doing things you don't like, and ultimately just being miserable. If you stick to this business model for a year and continue to learn from us, or just potentially just learn from this YouTube channel and follow me online, because I post a lot of free information, stuff that people charge thousands for, you can't possibly fail. Meaning, like, if you just get 1% better every single day, you can't fail. And I always like to look at the analogy, look at somebody that is double the age of you right now, that is in the same space that you're in right now. I don't know anyone that's unsuccessful. Why? Because they just didn't quit. That's literally the name of the game when it comes to building any sort of business, is you just don't quit, and you just get 1% better every day. So going back on that, not to mention all the crazy benefits you get of being a business owner, deducting expenses, like mentorships, restaurants, retreats. One of the things we do a lot is me and some of my business friends will go out and we'll have a mastermind in a tropical area, and then we'll deduct that as a retreat, because it's technically a business owner vacation, right? So we'll go and we can go over that in another video and all that. But point being is, I just want you guys to know is, like, if you're struggling, or if you feel like you've ever struggled, or if you come in any of this, like, it's perfectly fine. It's all part of the process. The bigger you grow with your agency, the more of a problem solver you become. And when you become a problem solver, providing solutions, that's when you start making good money. So keep that in mind. Now, step 2, knowing the steps. This is where the fun stuff comes in, is really just knowing how to grow your business. So the main focus from 0 to 10K a month is proving your offer and getting a ton of outreach. We talked about this earlier, is you need to get a ton of outreach. And when it comes down to this, you need to get your offer down. What niche are you going after? What offer are you offering? And what's the price point? An example of this would be in the chiropractic space, $27 new patient special. And then from the price point, you'd be charging $2,000 a month. These are just some basic examples. I wouldn't suggest doing that because, again, chiropractor, real estate, dentist, not good industries to get into at this point right now, just because everybody's doing it. Team members, I would suggest at this point where you're doing 0 to 10K a month, yourself is working full time. Now, depending on where you're at watching this video, if you're somebody that has a lot of money and you already have money coming in, you want to start this up as a side business, then yeah, you can hire things out a lot faster. However, if you have zero experience with running a business, I would suggest you start and go in overdrive mode yourself to learn everything. And then also at this point, you could have potentially like one virtual assistant. We always try to get our clients getting virtual assistants as soon as possible. That way it can delegate a lot of the work and you can get more reach outs without doing it yourself. This part particularly is usually organic traffic, still doing a lot yourself, having virtual assistants do it. And what I always say to our clients is perfect one system at a time and then hire it out. So for example, what I mean on this is like, if you're trying to get a window cleaning service, right? And you just keep prospecting on Facebook, Instagram, you find out Instagram's working better, double down on that and then create a predictable system and then put it into a script and then give it to a VA so they can just basically duplicate you. Now, the next part on this, where a lot of people just don't do and struggle with, is you need to brand yourself in your company. This has been the biggest game changer for me inside all my companies is branding. I mean, as you can see right now, we got these new snazzy high ticket freedom hats. Branding. Now, I'm not saying go out there and buy a bunch of hats, business cards, and all that stuff. Like stack up cash first. But what I really mean is branding, posting videos on YouTube, posting videos on Facebook, posting videos and pictures on Instagram. Like brand yourself because people are going to look you up. Business owners are not dumb. It's 2021, almost 2022 at the time of this video. The internet is your resume. If people are looking you up and nothing comes up, they're going to go with a competition. So biggest advice is start branding yourself and your company, and then going over KPIs. It's something I struggled with for a while. Is actually understanding what my KPIs were and really getting those dialed in. So here's just some examples for you. KPIs mean key performance indicator, just numbers you're tracking basically. So for us, and what I have all of our clients do is on Facebook, you need to get 40 messages out per day. Instagram, you need to get 40 DMs out per day. LinkedIn, you need 25 connections per day. Email, we have a couple of different email methods. The quality, you need 25 quality emails, 500 quantity emails, and then ideally all of this will even up to the appointments. And the main KPI I tell all my students is if you can get 10 booked appointments per week, quality booked appointments per week, you are going to be in a very good situation. Because let's just say at worst case scenario, you close at a 20% close rate, meaning you're terrible at sales. Like 20% is at the bare minimum. Let's just say even 10%, 10 to 20%. We'll say 10% for the sake of this video, which means you would close, if you have 10 book calls on your calendar, 10%, which is absolute bottom of the sales, means you would close one deal a week. And if you do that 4 times, if you do 10 booked appointments throughout the month, that's going to be 4 new deals coming in each month. And guess what? 4 deals times 2K, if that's what you charge, that's 8K right there. So again, that's being kind of really conservative. Most, I mean, inside our agency, we're closing around a 45% close rate, I think was the last number I checked. So that means out of 10 deals that we have on our calendar, we're closing 4 of those. So it just becomes a simple numbers game. And if your close rate is below 10% and you can't get that up, or even below 20%, you need some help, feel free to reach out and we can have a conversation. I've been in sales for quite a bit of time. Actually started when I did door-to-door back in the day in Lexington, Kentucky, working for a bigger agency. When you do door-to-door, you learn a lot of things about sales. So can definitely help out with that, but just know this should be your main KPI that you should be working for. Like if you're getting 10, 10, 10, 10, and you're getting 10 here, like That's perfectly fine. But this is the main thing that you should be focused on, is getting 10 booked appointments per week on your calendar. We call this a money calendar, meaning that your calendar is full of money opportunities. So here's a little exercise that you guys can do right now. Pause this video, or after this video, whatever, pull up your calendar, and the simple question you can ask is, do I have a money calendar? Yes or no? And what that means is my calendar full of opportunities of sales calls? If the answer is no, then you need to fix that. So let me know down in the comments if you have a money calendar, if you need help getting a money calendar. We can go over more specific videos on that as well, but it's all about the money calendar. If you want to have money in your business, you got to have a money calendar. Now, the next part about this is start automating. This is really where a virtual assistant comes in, is prospecting. Once you get prospecting down, you should remove yourself out of there, automate it so you can work and focus on more CEO tasks, automate small tasks like email support, admin, things like that. I highly suggest that you do account management yourself. I was doing it inside my agency until we hit 30K a month, just so we could get a really good understanding of what the client's needs are and what they want and what we can help them out with. So highly suggest you do that. Now, step 3 is my personal favorite. And if you do this, this will change your life, because it changed my life. Call it Blitz mode. Basically, what a Blitz mode is you set aside a period of time where you go all in, 100% all in, and you blitz, right? Like, think of a linebacker going in and blitzing the quarterback. They're coming in as hard as they can, nothing stopping them, full force. That's what we call in business a Blitz mode, where you plan your blitz. Let's say, for example, you go all in and you plan it for 90 days. That's typically how long I like to do it. Now, you're going to have to look at your calendar. The time of this video, we got Christmas coming up, we got New Year's. So it's kind of hard to plan a 90-day blitz when you have a New Year's and a Christmas. Now, again, don't let this dictate saying, oh, well, I'm just going to wait 30, 60, 90 days to go on a 90-day blitz. No, go ahead and plan your 90-day blitz or 60-day blitz or 30-day blitz, whatever it is, like literally within the next 24 hours. Because what happens is a lot of people just get stuck in that analysis paralysis stage and they don't ever do anything. So don't be like everybody else. Plan it right now, like write down on a piece of paper, plan my blitz, or put it on your calendar today to plan your blitz. And what you're going to do is you're going to go all in for 90 days. Tell your friends and your family that you have big priorities and goals that you have to attend to and that you don't want to be distracted. Now, this is something where you don't go out and you don't party. You don't go to clubs. You don't go spend your money on dumb shit. You focus, right? The whole point of a blitz is to focus. I had to do this, and this was one of the hardest things for me, because when I planned my blitz, I just graduated college, and I'll never forget, a mentor told me about this blitz mode, and it changed my life, because at the time I was overweight. I was going out drinking and partying still 2 to 3 nights a week. College, I did that even more. And I was still hanging out with my friends that just kept roping me back into that thing. And there was just nothing good ever happened out of it other than a good 4 or 5 hours at night, which that's the only thing I would look forward to at that time. Once I decided to go on a blitz, I cut off everything, cut off the friends, cut off the drinking, cut off smoking pot, cut off everything, just 100% all in on a blitz mode. And that forever changed my life. I only planned a 30-day blitz, and it ended up being a 90-day blitz that ended up having just a blitz forever, because it was something that I became addicted to because of how amazing results I saw with it. And I can go in more detail about the blitz thing if on my personal side, if you want to hear it. But like, my whole point of this is like, plan a blitz, cut off distractions, focus on this business model or whatever business model it is. Obviously, you're watching an agency, social media marketing video. So I'd imagine that you want to go all in on building an agency, right? If that's the case, go all in, plan a 90-day blitz. I know I said I wasn't going to promote anything, but I feel like it's honestly necessary. If you do want to start this agency and you need help, we usually sell this course for $500, $1,000. You can get it for $7 down below. It's just my way of saying thank you for watching this video, and it'll be perfect to help you with your blitz. Again, just want to throw that out there. Don't feel obligated to get it, but if you need help with it, $7. I don't make any money off of it. It's just there for you to help. So if you want that, down below, go get it. Tell your friends and families. We talked about that. Now, again, really just talked about this again, but your main focus should be just building your business and taking on as many clients as you can. Say yes to every opportunity. Understand that there are going to be setbacks. Things aren't going to go your way always, but just say yes to opportunity. Another huge thing, again, going back to the content, branding yourself, post content daily. I can't stress how important this is. You need to be posting daily and consistently. And here's the part where it all comes into play on setting a blitz is set rewards and consequences. I would suggest creating a reward board and write down rewards for hitting your goal. Now, it doesn't have to be 10K. It could be maybe 3K, 5K, 20K, 50K, whatever it is, but set up a realistic expectation. I think setting goals is great, but if you're somebody that has never closed a client or never ran a business and you say, well, Justin, I want to go from 0 to 100K a month. I think that's great. I'll support that all day long, but I'll be realistic with you and be like, all right, well, let's break that 100K a month down into milestones. Your first milestone, since you haven't even gotten a client yet or haven't even hit 10K a month yet, 10K a month is your first milestone. So before we even focus on that, I think it's a good vision to have. You need to have your milestone in place. So what I would tell that client, and if that's somebody like you, your first milestone needs to be 10K. So if you haven't hit 10K a month yet consistently, like that's what you need to hit. And when you have that down, you write that on a reward board and you create yourself rewards. For me, when I first did it, it was a tropical vacation. And guess what? As soon as I hit that goal, I hit it a lot faster than I thought. Planned a tropical vacation. Next blitz mode, tattoo. You can see the blitz modes are starting to add up, getting tatted up pretty quickly over here. But point being is like, just plan your blitz and figure out what you keep wanting. Like give yourself a reward for it. Like you got to reward yourself for this stuff. So one thing I've realized in this space is you can't go hard all day, every day for 2, 3, 5 years. Yeah, you can go hard 90% of the time, but you got to reward yourself and give yourself a mental break. And then also write out consequences if you don't perform. Like, I mean, a lot of people, if you're watching this, like, and you're working a 9 to 5 or something, it's like, if you don't perform, you might be stuck at a job that you hate for the rest of your life. That should be a big enough consequence to get you motivated. The point being is you need something to keep you motivated and have the discipline to go through this stuff. Now, step 4, I put this on here because this is the same presentation that we have inside High Ticket Freedom, is we talk about showing up to the coaching calls and being consistent and how some of our clients are crushing it. I'm going to kind of switch this up with you guys here and say, just be consistent. Whatever you do, be consistent. Find a course, find a mentor, find something that you can resort to whenever you don't know. And if you can find the proven blueprint, which is my ideal goal in here for you guys, is to go through and just get this blueprint down, you're going to be well off. And I know there's a big it's kind of hard when you first get started to imagine spending money on mentors and stuff like that, especially if you don't have money. But trust me when I say this, you need to be investing in mentors. If you don't have money right now, that's even a bigger sign that you need to go figure out how to get the money to invest in a mentor. A lot of times we get on calls with people and they're like, well, I just don't have the money. What's going to change if you don't have the money? Right? I'm not going to sit here and like pitch you guys and sell and say, hey, join High Ticket Freedom. Would love for you to apply to join with us. But the point being is, even if it's with us or anybody, you need to be consistently getting around the right type of people and finding somebody that has the results that you want and going all in with them. So I hope this video helped. This is the blueprint that we share inside High Ticket Freedom on helping you go from 0 to 10K a month. We go a little bit more in detail inside the program. And if you'd like more information on how that looks, we'll leave a link down below. But this should get you to the point where you should be able to get at least a 10K a month agency. If you just stick to this and just get your outreach up, even if you're terrible at sales, you'll adapt to what works and how to improve that. So hope this video helped. If it did and you like this, leave a like down below and do me a solid. If you could, guys, do me a favor and leave a comment down below. It would really help me out and help the algorithm. I'm trying to get this message out to as many people as possible, whether it's just an emoji or your most valuable lesson taken away from this. It would be greatly appreciated. And with that being said, we're going to start giving out merch to people that comment. So Leave a comment down below and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.